As all of you know, we have completed the Haskell portion. Haskell is basically the foundation for Cardano development in Plutus. So, you people basically, mm, I don't know how much you people are ready with Haskell yet, but I know it's a very small time asking anybody to start doing projects or start doing bigger projects on Haskell. Uh, but yes, uh, there is a scope, and we have to uh, learn or we have to learn with doing projects. And there are certain projects which are actually going to come to us, but before that, as I have already told in you in the first session or first two sessions, like Plutus is an extension over Haskell. So Plutus is, you can take it as a library, or you can take it as some extended programmings over Haskell, which is actually going to run inside the blockchain, Cardano blockchain. So we are saying Plutus is the basic language we are having. So if we are going to compare, we can compare it like this. Java, it's having its own library and it's having its own thing, and that is basically your Haskell. And we are having a Spring framework. Most of you are working with that, or whoever in the Java stack, they are working with that, and Plutus is that. So Plutus is basically one extended library, extended functionalities, extended programmings created by mm, IOHK itself, created by the Cardano developers itself, and provide it to the developers to develop some decentralized applications, to develop some blockchain applications, and run over the Cardano blockchain. Till now, in the Cardano blockchain, we are using Haskell and Plutus as the primary language to run over the blockchain. But yes, it's not the least or last, but there are certain other encouragements, certain other developments are going on. Like few people are also started using or started doing something by extending JavaScript, by extending Java. That they are trying. These all are not yet onto the floor. But till now, whatever the DApps or whatever the decentralized applications are going to be written, those are going to be written in Plutus. So this is very important. We will normally take a month to go through Plutus, and half a month or 2-3 classes for Marlowe. So if you are asking me what is again Marlowe is something which is extended over uh, Plutus. So they are using the core Plutus, and they are having a GUI interface where you are actually developing some uh, smart contracts or some applications, blockchain applications for the financial sector only. Finance sector is there are other sectors are there, like insurance is there, travel is there, tourism is there, pharma is there. But for the financial sector, they have, like, when I am saying that is initiative of IOHK, and they have developed it over Plutus. And that is a mm, uh, like what you see, what you get, like this week interface, and they have developed something if you people work on some of this week interfaces like Visual Basic and all, so you can understand that. So you have to drag and drop, and you have to actually use it according to your financial requirement, and ultimately in the back end, the Plutus programming will be there for the financial applications. So that is Marlowe. But there are other scopes, there are certain other scopes which is there for uh, developing same kind of developments or languages for other domains. So these are basically called as domain driven language. The Marlow is, and we'll see like how interesting it is, and from a very low level language Haskell, how we are actually moving it to into the high level one with Plutus, and how the Plutus is actually exposing the REST APIs, and those REST APIs are normally going to be interacted with the JavaScript or Node.js applications or any other kind of higher level applications for the front ends. And from the front ends, you will actually interact with the blockchain through the REST APIs or web or the APIs, and you will interact with the blockchain. That is one part. Next part is like we'll see like from Plutus how we can actually develop something is called as we speak. That is also most important, and most of the thing what we cannot mm, uh, right now study, but we can actually explore with the people or with the community. That is how other languages are coming into the platform, how other languages are going to be used in the platform. I it like I'll not be astonished, I'll not be amazed that some of us are actually going to involve in such kind of development in the future. Importantly, I also want to know like there are certain opportunities come to us. I also want to know like who are interested in doing the live projects that we are actually going to get, and how much time you can actually spend in a week. So these two things I really need, as we have already told you, like these are the things what we are actually going to do. We'll develop ourselves, we'll learn ourselves, and we'll prepare ourselves, and we'll actually start working. And when we are saying start working, it will be in a community mode first. Then definitely for this initiative, for this upskilling initiative. But after upskilling initiative, if we are actually demonstrating ourselves, definitely we are going to get a lot of job and lot of projects in blockchain arena, and there are lots of discussions actually going on in the back end. And I am really happy to say you all people like this is instructed to me, ask you people like how much time you can spend and how confident you are feeling. And this is not going to start in a minute, or this is not going to start tomorrow. This will start around February, mid February or February end. And as I have already told, like for the live project, this is a project based learning. This is live project based learning. You people are actually going to work in the live projects. So I need to know like how much time you can spend, and how much like um, uh, yeah, how interested you are and how confident you are for working in those live projects. And you can contact us, or either that, or we'll make a Google form and send it to you all people. That's how you will access, and you will actually suggest, or you will actually give your opinion about your decision. So that thing we are going to do in the next week. For today, like I'll ask Prasanna sir to go through, like start the very basic things on Cardano and on Plutus. I know he prepared a very good document today, and he had shown it to me. He will share it with you. I'll update that also into the blog, into the GitHub. Um, then from the next Saturday, we'll actually start doing things. And remember, I'm making you aware that many things are not done in Cardano, and many things we also couldn't able to replicate because it's new. It's not I cannot say stable. It's stable, but a few of the environments are sometimes unstable, the test environments, and few of the things might not work. But the theories are there, the links are there from IOHK, where the resources are available, and we'll share everything with you. for the beginning, today I'll ask Prasanna sir to just go through what is Plutus and how it is doing. I know we had initially told you like this, like that, but Prasanna sir make it more detailed today for the beginning. And in between this week, we'll start sharing the resources with you people uh, with the Discord handle. And in the Discord handle, we'll start sharing like where the resources are, what kind of system you people actually require, and how to start with the things. And you should all be or you should all aware of or be aware of the thing that most of the time we require a Linux system. If not Linux, then you at least require uh, a Docker kind of thing, or any uh, virtual system for Linux. So Ubuntu is one of the better thing, I can say always. Ubuntu is one of the better thing. Why I am saying better thing? I'm not saying others are bad, but uh, why Ubuntu? We'll actually find a lot of resources on that. So from now onwards, the biggest challenge will be we'll find less resources on Plutus. We'll find less research on resource. So whatever the thing we are going to do, we are going to do as a group. We have to educate each other. We have to educate ourselves. We have to explore and we have to actually research. And remember, that is the only reason the Cardano developers are actually highly on demand in the market. And if you are following the sentiment of blockchain area, you should at least understand this year Cardano is going to what people are actually predicting. Cardano is going to do a lot of good things, or it is going to capture most of the market. And if you know, like if you are following GitHub, then this community, Cardano communities, are the highest active or largest active communities on blockchain area in GitHub. Uh, and like the developments are going on, so those these people are more active here. And second thing is like there are less, or there are very less resources who are actually want to or ready with Cardano development, or Plutus development, or Malu development, or Haskell programming. So we have to prepare for that. Initially, we'll start finding some projects, and we have already discussed with few of our connections. They are ready to go with our connection. They are ready to go with our uh, um, people, and they want to actually start doing things. So the discussions are going on. So you people have to better prepare and prepare for the future. So future is going to be very exciting, very challenging, and also very rewarding. Thank you very much. I'm handing it over to Prasanna sir. So Prasanna sir, please take over.
Good to all of you. So, till now, what Narendra sir already told you, that Plutus, till now we have already covered the Haskell part. Okay. So, anybody any doubts in regarding Haskell? Devasi sir?
No, sir, no, Prasanna sir, not now, but maybe I will go through, I will not completely go through all these topics. Few I have completed, but still now, no.
Okay. Aditya sir?
Yes, Prasanna sir, I am going to that all the videos what I missed earlier. Till now, not getting any doubts, but in future I will definitely post you that regarding the doubts. So I am going to finish that Haskell parts quickly.
Okay, sir. Okay. Son sir?
No, sir. Till now, I have no doubt.
You have done some programmings or not? Not yet.
No, sir. No doubt on programming.
Okay. After sir?
I have gone through few videos. Okay. Few more need to complete, Prasanna sir. So I will ask you later. What will be?
Okay, okay. Okay, thanks to all of you. So till now already Narendra sir already introduced about the Plutus. So basic part we know that we have already covered the Haskell. That's already a pure functional programming language. Because still we have not, if you do not have a knowledge in Haskell, it's very difficult to go through the Plutus. Because Plutus is also a programming language which is fully supported by Haskell codes. Just like Java, if we go for the advanced Java programming, so basically we should have a basic knowledge in core language. Because still we do not have a core language knowledge, it is very difficult to handle in advanced Java. Same way in case of Plutus also. Okay. So just introduction class. So till now, Narendra sir already told you details about all these things. So let me share just a PDF file where I just have written something and just basically just I'll explain something about Plutus, what is Cardano and what is a blockchain. Because till now we have already knowledge in Haskell programming language. Now we are moving to the blockchain. So first today we'll discuss, we'll just share each other because Narendra sir already told you that till after that we have to share ourselves. We have to know that what actually really happening in the blockchain. So let me share it first, then we'll discuss. Sir, good evening. Okay, just I'm sharing this PDF file. Okay, all of you can see this PDF file.
Yes, yes. PDF is not open, Prasanna sir.
PDF is not open. What
Yeah.
is showing me?
Just list of file you can see.
You can share
This,
that PDF file.
you can see the Cardano blockchain Plutus. What is Cardano? What is blockchain showing you or not showing?
No, only that
No,
Windows
not.
Explorer is showing that.
Only the list of file. Only the list of file.
Only the list of files showing. That's why.
Yeah.
Now showing or it is not showing?
No, still not.
Only the folder is visible.
Only folder thing. Okay, just wait. Just sharing.
Now it is visible.
Okay, now it's visible. Yeah.
Now it is visible. Yes.
Okay. So this is the basic topic today we are going to discuss. Okay. So till now we have already covered what is Haskell, it's a language. So now important part is that what is a Cardano. So So till now, sir already told you that Cardano is actually a public blockchain platform. Okay. So here I have defining here. Okay, somebody's sound is there. Please mute it. Lalo sir, please mute it.
Hello, sir. Can you go mute?
Hello. Lalo
It's
sir.
mute.
Okay, thank you. So now, Cardano, here I'm just giving you a basic concept. The Cardano blockchain is one of the fastest rising and most widely blockchain 2022. But before we go into discuss about Cardano, so Cardano is a public blockchain platform and it is open source and decentralized application. This is the most important part of the Cardano, where actually we can achieve, and Cardano is basically using the proof of stake. Okay, that is a proof of work previously Ethereum is using, and it is using the proof of stake. We'll discuss about what is proof of work, what is proof of stake. Latter part we'll discuss. So today just have a basic concept of what is these things. Cardano is basically based on proof of stake, and it is a open source and decentralized blockchain platform. Okay, and another most important part is that it is a peer-to-peer transaction. Whenever we go for a cryptocurrency, just like we have to know that Bitcoin, Ethereum coin, same way, Cardano is also developing one of the concept called ADA cryptocurrency. You can see here I've written here ADA cryptocurrency. So Cardano is having its own currency name. It's called as ADA. So here, this ADA basically it is using for peer-to-peer transaction. Okay. So in the networking, we know that what is a peer-to-peer networking. All of you know it. Whenever a computer is sharing with each other, then this is a peer-to-peer network. Anybody can say that peer-to-peer means what?
One-to-one.
One-to-one. Okay, what's the difference between the client server and peer-to-peer? Anyone?
Client server is a centralized architecture, but peer-to-peer, like it's like torrent. You-
Okay,
I
I can
can
get
down.
you, but actually it's not audible. Son sir, it's not audible. Just make a sound loud.
Yes, sir. Peer-to-peer example is like torrent. We are downloading one file from another partner who has already downloaded that file. Like that, that is peer-to-peer.
Okay. Okay. Devasi sir, anything you can have an idea about client server and peer-to-peer?
Distributed between the one system to another system, the networking.
Okay. Okay. And in client server?
Means one client is connected to one server, means one-to-one.
Okay, thank you. Okay, same just I'm explaining it here. Suppose there is a one main system is there, one server is there, and there are now 5 to 10 PCs are there in our suppose in a LAN network. So whenever we are doing any applications or any type of operation we are doing, so main suppose Apache server will be available in one system. So whenever we do any operation, all the data will be stored to that server. That is basically called as a client server application. But whenever we are doing the peer-to-peer networking means simply we can say that two systems are connected, okay, and they are independent and they can exchange the data. That means in the client server, client is always dependent on the server. It is always requesting to the server that yes, I have to send the data. But in a peer-to-peer, nobody is dependent. Both are independent, all are independent. Just they share the information. This is the basis concept of a blockchain. What the blockchain defines that in the Cardano, it is defined that it is a peer-to-peer transaction. This means nobody is depending on anyone. All are independent. Just they can share their information. They can share the transaction. So each transaction is always based on another transaction. That means a transaction A is there and transaction B is there. Both are independent. and they can combinedly do another transaction. That is the only basis concept. And another simple example I'm giving you, we are all doing it the phone pay. We are all doing the phone pay. Yes, all of you are using the phone pay.
Yeah.
Yes. So what you can
Yes,
see that
sir.
is phone pay. Phone pay is a peer-to-peer network. It is not a client-server network. Forget about what is the bank is there. Just I'm sending a amount to you. So just scan your code or give your mobile number and send the data to you. So you are independent. I am independent. Just I'm sharing our money with our transaction. That is called transaction. That is called as a peer-to-peer network. Now it's clear? All of you?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, clear.
Yes, sir. So this is the basically it is called as a blockchain. So who is developed the blockchain? Charles. Basically, can you know that who is developed the blockchain? Charles. Anybody know that? Charles Hutchinson. Actually, he is the really co-founder of Ethereum. We know that Ethereum is also another what? Cryptocurrency we are using it. Okay. So Ethereum, that is the part being developed by the Charles Hutchinson. Okay. But after that, he joined the Cardano and developed the Cardano in 2015. And basically, he launched the platform in 2017. Basically, he has developed. Second is part is that why we are using the Cardano blockchain. So before we think about what is a blockchain, anybody can define it? What is a blockchain? I'm written also there. What is a
Per my
blockchain?
as per my understanding, blockchain is a distributed system, and the information is uh, present in each and every like a node, and it is connected with a encrypted key.
Yes.
মানে
Yes, 100% right. Yes. Whatever Sally told you that, it's 100% right. Same thing, because people talk about the data structure, or in case of structure concept, people talk about the different type of nodes, list concept. Each list contains a nodes. Each node contains a data and connected to the another node. And another list contains the data and contains the another node. Means all the nodes are connected to each other to maintain the data so that we can easily move from one node to another. Blockchain concept is similar to like that. Okay. Hello.
and
You understand?
if you want to yeah, if you want to change anything in a particular node, uh, you have to follow the you have to follow you can't change, basically you can't change anything as all are connected each other.
Yes. It is not possible that we can directly modify because that is the only
Yes.
powerful part of the blockchain. If anyone can easily modify that, but hacker can easily hack it. That is the
Yes.
only advantage of blockchain because
and
we know
and
that blockchain is
each and every link is different, the encrypted format, one node to
yes,
another node, so you
yes,
cannot
all are encrypted.
crack
We
this one,
cannot
basically.
crack this one. Yes, very good answer. You
Yeah.
cannot crack this because that is the only biggest advantage security system to the hackers. Because if we are using the blockchain and any third person is trying to enter to a blockchain, it cannot crack the blockchain because every node has been encrypted with approximately hash or any hash codes. That is cannot be break down.
Yeah.
And we know that blockchain is developed in 1991. So before we discuss the history of the blockchain, so just have a basic concept. Here I've defined that blockchain is a distributed database of record linked together by a series of cryptographic proofs. Okay, and the records are called the blocks, and the blockchain is the collection of the blocks. Here I'm just giving you one of the, in the simplest way, I'm just like explaining you. Simple define that blockchain, simply we can define that blockchain is a shared immutable ledger. In accounting part, we are doing the ledgers. Okay. So it is a share, means we can share each other. Immutable ledger, the process for recording transaction and tracking assets in a business network. Because till now, previously what Narendra sir defined that it is basically used for the financial approach. So if we talk about the financial approach, so automatically our concept goes to the commerce part. That is basically we can talk about that is going to the ledger part. How the transaction is drawn, how we are tracking the assets, how the assets are doing in the business network. That is the most important part of the blockchain. That's why blockchain is constantly growing with ledgers. So already we know that ledger. So each node is defined as a ledger. Okay. Each ledger means it is a file which is constantly growing. Now clear all of you?
Yeah,
All
clear.
clear?
Yes.
Just I'm explaining you that blockchain is a growing ledger. Okay. So ledger, what is a ledger? Ledger is a file. Simply, we will talk about a file. Suppose we are talking about the Java file. We are writing the x.java file. We are writing some code. Okay, 10 lines of code. Something we have to add another 10 line codes. That means what? The file is growing. Okay, clear? Same way, this is the blockchain means it is constantly growing ledger. Ledger is a what? It is a file that is constantly growing. How it grows? How the ledger grows? Because the ledger grows due to it keeps the record permanently while doing the transaction. It keeps the record permanently while doing the transaction. Question again arises, what is a permanent record? I just now told that the ledger is growing constantly. How the ledger is growing constantly? Because records are stored permanently. Though records are stored permanently, how the records are stored permanently? Because due to transaction, that means when the record are stored permanently, once the transaction is going inside the blockchain, that means the ledger is what? Constantly growing. So in defining it that I'm defining that blockchain is a share immutable ledger that keeps permanent record of the transaction, okay, while tracking the assets in a business network. This is the basis concept of blockchain. And blockchain is a software protocol. Okay, it is not run by any government organization, not run by any bank. It is its own, it's a protocol. Can you define what is a protocol? Devashi sir, Aditya sir, Som sir, Artha sir.
Protocol means
Set of
it's
instructions.
It's a
set
set
of
of rules and
steps
regulations.
which you have to follow to do a
Yes,
work.
it's a set of rules and regulations. That means
Yes.
according to the rules and regulations, we have to work. Just like we are moving in a highway. In India, we are moving in a highway. So whenever we are moving in a highway, we have to follow rules that we always move in the left hand side. The rules of the Indian protocols in the road is that always we have to drive in the left hand side. If you go to the USA, the protocol is that you have to move in the right hand side. This is the protocol. Protocol is a software protocol. It is already defined. This is not defined by any government, not defined by any bank. It is a software protocol. So blockchain is a software protocol. Okay. And most important part is that blockchain is not run in the internet. That always remember in your mind. We know that how email is running. Anyone who can say that? How we are transferring the email? Whether email is transferred through the internet or through any other protocols. Internet means the protocol is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or FTP, File Transfer Protocol. So email is transferred with which protocol?
HTTPS.
No. HTTPS is a secure server of Hypertext Transfer Protocol. because HTTP and FTP are two different protocols, where HTTP means minimum file is sharing, while in FTP, file transfer protocol, where you can share the documents, huge amount of documents. Just like I want to upload 1 GB of data to your system. So I need a FTP, not HTTP. So in HTTP, few amount of files are there so that it can be transferred. So in email, how we are transferring which protocol we are using? Anyone who can guess it?
SMTP,
SMTP.
FTP and POP3.
POP, yes.
POP, Post Office Protocol. And
Yes,
simple
yes.
mail transfer
Yes.
protocol. SMTP means simple mail transfer. Now you can see that whether email is working on the internet or in the SMTP or POP3. Anyone?
SMTP.
SMTP protocol.
Yeah.
So remember
POP3.
that just like email is transferred through the two protocols, that is input protocol and output protocol. SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, that is where we can transfer the mail, and POP3, post office protocol, where it will receive the protocol. Same way, the blockchain is not run. Okay. It could not be run without the internet. We have to run the blockchain, okay, in a internet. Without internet, it's not possible, because whenever we do any transaction, whenever we do any operation, whenever we do any applications, so through the internet, through the application of internet, we have to use the blockchain. That's the most important. Okay. So here is the important part is that this is the basic blockchain. So blockchain is using the three things. One is a ledger, one is a record, permanent record, and blockchain is always secure. And blockchain is most important part is that it's a chronologically doing the transaction, and it is a immutable. What is a immutable?
For which we can not change the value data means.
Okay, very good. That means the ledger which cannot be modified, because I told you that immutable ledger. Yes, ledger cannot be modified, because that is the reason why it is secure. We cannot modify the ledger. Simple example I'll just give you. So we are all doing the transaction. Suppose you are you have a bank account. Okay, one bank account is a ID. Suppose 123. So here in the 123 bank account, whenever you deposit and withdraw, that particular account is updating or updating the records, whether it is either withdrawing the amount, whether you are depositing the amount, or whatever you do the operation. But whenever you do any transaction, you just put a ATM card, okay? You do a transaction, you have get a slip. You can see that there is a transaction ID is written here. Whenever you are doing the UPI, you can see that transaction ID is written. And you can see that every transaction you are doing it, transaction ID is always different. There is no synchronized or the similar type of transaction ID is there, because account may be same, 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is my account. But whatever transaction I'm doing, today I'm depositing 100 rupees. Transaction ID is suppose 1, 2, 3. Today I'm withdrawing the 50 rupees. Transaction ID is 2, 4, 5. Then again I withdrawing 100 rupees. Then transaction ID is 157. You can see that transaction is always different. Hello.
Prasanna sir.
Sir.
Sir, one question here.
Sir.
1 minute. Sir, when we are saying like we cannot change the ledger,
Yes, sir.
the point is like adding a new transaction is also changing the ledger.
Sir, actually, yes, sir. But important part is that whenever we cannot change the ledger is there, whenever we'll do any transaction, okay, so it will create a new transaction ID, and that transaction ID will be modified.
Exactly, the transactions cannot be changed.
Yes, sir. That's why actually I'm explaining. Basically, whenever you are doing any bank transaction, so account may be updated, but the transaction ID written on that particular slip, you can see that there is a different transaction ID is there. That ID is basically used in the blockchain.
Yeah. So basically, what is there, like when we are doing a transaction inside, that is going to be written inside the ledger, but that has to be a consensus between all the party who are actually into that blockchain.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So that's how that is going to be written. It's not like if anybody want, and they can easily write it down to the uh, write write it down to the blockchain.
Ledger.
So
Yes, sir.
even if you are changing the blockchain there, you have to be a consensus. You have to be a agreement with all people who are actually participating inside that blockchain. And
I
there
have a
are,
question.
yes, as I told us two protocols here, proof of stake and proof of work. Those are two protocols which are actually used to change or to actually write down some transactions or write down any transactions into any kind of blockchain. Uh, like Cardano is using proof of work, Ethereum was using proof of stake. Now Ethereum moved to the proof of work already. So in that regard, Cardano is the pioneer in proof of work protocol implementation into a block. Proof of stake implementation into a blockchain. And most importantly, when sir is saying like we cannot change any ledger, like we cannot change any past transactions. So that is the very basic thing of a blockchain. Like we cannot, somebody cannot go back and change the transaction or change the transaction which is already written into the blockchain. So that is the very basic thing, though there are certain exceptions happened into different blockchains. But yes, the blockchain philosophy is saying you cannot change a transaction which is already there into the blockchain. And we can change the transaction only when we are going to sorry we can change the blockchain only whenever we are actually going to add some new transactions to the blockchain. So whatever the thing or whatever the new thing happening to the blockchain, that is a new transaction. And that is what makes the blockchain immutable. So if somebody is saying one cannot change the blockchain, yes, we are changing the blockchain by a consensus mechanism or by some protocols, and we are writing down new transactions, but the old transactions we cannot change. So that part actually I want to make more clear. And possibly you people are now clear, like how somebody can change or somebody can add to the blockchain. But
Sir, I have a question.
yes.
Sir, is there limited number of nodes or the nodes are continuously growing in the blockchain? If there are
Yes,
if
yes.
the nodes or number of nodes are growing, then what is the limit? My second question is that for every transaction, for example, there are 1,000 number of transactions, one Merkle node is created, and the node is saved into the Merkle node is created as a node into the blockchain. Then,
Okay.
if there is a consensus among the stakeholder, like consensus of work, consensus of work, or solving algorithms, proof of, there are different 6 to 7 types of things. But when
Hmm.
we are talking about consensus of work or stack, for example, take the stack. Then there are, for example, there are 10 number of people. They have the majority of the stack. Then
Yeah.
is there any chance that they can manipulate? Because we in the day-to-day life, the like in company board of management of a company, they can manipulate. They can deliberately manipulate the budget, or can what I'm talking about, like Satyam scandal, or what you can understand me. They
See,
can
sir.
Deliberately change
So, sir.
those who have proof of
Yeah,
stake. So
I
how to
understand.
prevent that?
Yeah. So, sir, I understand your thing. First of all, regarding your first question, like how is the uh, stake is actually growing or not, or is the blockchain participate members are growing or not? Yes, it is growing, and it is depending like how much people or how much people are actually participating there, and it's different from different blockchains. See, like proof of work is used in previously used in Ethereum mostly. And what is proof of work? So basically, they are giving you a people in the community, they are actually connecting to the blockchain network, and in the blockchain network, if somebody is trying to transact something new, so that is coming to the blockchain, and the blockchain is actually sharing a very complex mathematical program of what I know in the past, to different nodes. And those nodes, what they are doing, they are competing with each other. And the node which is like more capable, more powerful, and more efficient, they are actually solving the problem very fast, and they are actually getting the chance to write it into the blockchain. So why people are actually doing it? Because they are getting some reward from the blockchain in that regard. So that is what actually the rewarding mechanism behind the proof of work. As you told, there might be regarding Satyam scam, or see, like this is not centralized. As we have already told, there are many people, but yes, uh, uh, in the latter half of proof of work kind of thing, people who are having money and they know they will earn money by writing it into the blockchain, they are having various facilities or bigger facilities, bigger hardware efficient things to invest, and they try to like manipulate like how they are actually writing it into the blockchain. But no, you cannot change it, because if you are winning the thing, or winning to write it down to the blockchain, you will have to actually write it down to the blockchain itself. But yes, there are certain inefficiency with regard to the proof of work, because that is a mathematical program, and you have to solve it. Normally it is taking time, and the blockchain is getting slower. So that is the biggest reason people are actually migrating from proof of stake, proof of work, to the proof of stake. So in the proof of stake, to be into the stake pool, like Cardano is the pioneer, I told, for proof of stake, uh, you have to have the stake in the network. So how you will have the stake in the network? You have to have some ADA. So there is a certain amount of ADA you have to have first with your in your wallet, and then you have to have your own facilities, own systems, and you have to actually connect to the mainnet. So when you are actually connecting to the mainnet, yes, you can grow, you can connect, and with your ADA and with your stake inside the pool, there is a complex I cannot say only those people who are having bigger amount of ADA, they can only write. No, it's various factors they are having. They are having their own protocol, like which is already they are inside or written inside the blockchain, who are actually going to get. It's not like the newer member will get. It's not like only the people who are having better stake they will get. It's a what you can say, it's a balance between many things, and a bit critical, bit not known to much of the public, but still it is working. And Cardano is not having a problem till now. Nobody complains about it that somebody hacked. This is the biggest achievement of Cardano. Nobody hacked it, or nothing has been changed, or nothing has been rolled back. But I don't know if you people know. Sometimes back, Ethereum did it, and that is the biggest reason. Like they have the slowness and the rollbacks. These are the biggest reasons why. the merge happened. You know, Ethereum merge was the talk of the town, or talk of the blockchain arena sometimes back. Uh, Ethereum has been changed from its protocol from proof of work to proof of stake last year, and but Cardano is still there with the proof of stake, and they're doing great, and that is the reason we are not actually we are not actually bothering about like somebody. It's not happened yet. Uh, Probably it will not happen, and this sentence will definitely excite Charles Hopkinson from my side. What I know, it's very difficult. It's next to, I don't know, next, it's 99. I don't know. It's next to impossible, I can say. And for like growth or growingness, yes, you are allowed to contribute to the blockchain network, and to the stake pools. Like stake pools are the members inside the stake pools. The members are actually some computers which are networked with the Cardano blockchain, and they are having their own softwares. They are connected to the mainnet, and they are actually eligible for writing down to the uh, Cardano blockchain network, and it will grow. It will grow. It will grow with time. It's you know, when things are starting, they are starting very less, but it will grow much bigger. And yes, we can create our one of our um, aim also was there to create a stake pool for us, or contribute to the stake pool for, or blockchain as a stake pool into the network, so we can grow. And yes, you have to be very much aware and very much like sure that Cardano is secure. Cardano is much faster because of its protocols, and that's all. Sohan sir, I hope this
Thank you,
answers
sir.
your questions.
Thank you, sir.
Prasanna sir, you can continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Narendra and
Okay,
Prasanna sir, I have one confusion. Don't know.
Yes, sir.
Actually, if there is any error, or maybe don't know, there is any error or any wrong data updated in a particular block. Okay,
So why
so
it
we
will
can.
why it will be wrong data?
Is it possible? Not possible.
Why it will
Now,
be wrong data?
one thing I'll tell you that I told you that whatever Nandisa told you, till now, whatever Nandisa told you that every block means first thing that we should know what is a blockchain. Blockchain means when you break down it, it is only 5 parts you remember: ledger, permanent record, secure, chronological, and immutable. These 5 must be important, and these 5 particularly breakdown definition is not controlled by any government or any bank organization. So ledger means we know that because here you can see that I keep showing you a diagram here. All of you can see the diagram. Okay. So here what you can see the diagram. There is Alice and Bob is there. They want to spend some ADA, some money suppose. Talk about that ADA. ADA is a what? Cardano. What is ADA?
It's the crypto for Cardano.
Yes, sir. It is a currency of the Cardano. Okay. Now you can see that whenever we do the Alice and Bob doing the operation, whatever the operation till ending, till it will be ended, you can see that the ledger is expanding. The ledger is expanding. This is the most important part. Whenever the ledger is expanding, due to the transaction, here whatever transaction, 50 is given, some amount is, I want to spend the locked amount to Alice, whatever the operation is doing it. Now you can see that these are the records. These are the records, what has been stored here, permanent records. And due to which the ledger is a file, which is been expanding till the job is ended. Okay?
Sir,
So
I
here
think the PDF is off-chain and on-chain, I think they shared.
it is not showing that diagram.
Yeah, it is off-chain and on-chain diagram, right?
No, that part we'll discuss. What is off-chain, what is off-chain? I'm not telling you what is on-chain or what is off-chain.
That screen.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
oh, actually, it's showing me the previous one.
Right, correct.
Yeah. Now you can see here, sorry, sir. Okay, now you can see that. So here is the diagram is that what you can there Alice and Bob is there here. So at the end you can see that ledger is expanding. So here you can see that what the Cardano is using the ADA. The ADA is the currency of the Cardano. So Cardano is basically the ledger database. Now you can see the database where we are using this concept, the blockchain where is using. Whatever operation is doing it, the transaction is doing it. So this is the most important part is that what I've told you, ledger constantly growing, record that means once the transaction is goes inside the blockchain, then that is written in the ledger. How the transaction is done? Then whenever you are doing any operation, take an example that whenever you are withdrawing the amount, okay. So when with the withdrawing the amount,
Prasanna sir, if there is an error in this transaction,
just I am telling you, simple example I am giving you. Suppose now you are putting the ATM card. Okay. Now you give the amount. Okay. So after some time that your amount is not coming and the amount is deducted from your bank account. Then what will the operation is there? This is also one type of error. But the error
amount
is
not.
being handled. That is being defined that is defined in the log that whenever this operation is not completed, according to the transaction concept, whenever the transaction is not completed successfully, then it will be rolled back. Got my point? Devasi sir,
Yes, Prasanna sir, yes.
that is rollback. So where the
Debasis,
error is arise? What
Debasis,
Narendra told you? Where the
Prasanna
error is
sir,
available? Every
Prasanna sir,
operation is based on transaction. Okay, sir.
yeah. Debasis, it's your
Yes,
money.
Narendra.
It's your money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give me your money?
No.
You have to be very careful, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot
Yes,
make a
yes.
mistake with your money. So it's all about your mindset. So when you are talking about a technical issue, technical error, or something which is not correct is going to be written, it will never be written because there is a consensus mechanism and all have to be agreed. Okay. But if you are actually wrongly giving your money, you are careless and your money will be gone. So that is not an error. That is
Got it.
carelessness. That is carelessness. It's all about your mindset, Devasis. It's all about our mindset. If we are actually talking about uh, finances, we are very careful. Okay.
Yeah, got
And
it.
so you have to be very careful when you are transact something. And yes, if it is a technical issue, if it is something wrongly measured, or if it is not according to your protocol, your blockchain network itself not allowed to transact. Okay. And if it is, if you are careless and you are actually transacting the money carelessly to somebody else, they will take your money. They will never give you back at any cost, at any area also. Even if with rupees or dollars, it's not about ADA or it's not about Bitcoin. It's not, they will not give any Bitcoin carelessly. Yeah? Bitcoin is like, yeah, one Bitcoin, I'll be happy if somebody will give me. So Bitcoin, ADA is very less now. So even if Ethereum is very high priced, so nobody will actually that much care less on transacting their money. Even if ADA is very less now, it will go up, and you will see like in future, like you will have a very good amount of ADA in your market. So it's all about mindset, Devasis. We are talking, we are
Yeah.
from the computer background. We are always thinking about rolling back the data and doing the things. And no, there is no
Yeah.
rolling back.
Actually, I was a little bit confused. Now clear. Now clear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So that's whatever answer told you that. So same concept in the blockchain is defined that whenever you have found any problem is there, okay, that is another part is called secure. Secure means what? Whenever any problem arises or any transaction is probably having any problem, automatically it will be logged inside the blockchain. It will be logged inside the blockchain, then you cannot do any transaction. That will be logged. Just like example that whenever anybody is going to happen problem in your bank account or you perform any operation that any frequent transaction is doing, the bank automatically block that account. Or if you're doing the ATM having the more than 2 or 3 passwords, okay, then automatically the ATM will be blocked. So after 24 hours, or if you request to the bank, then after you will get the amount. You will unlock the bank account. Same way, nobody is actually handling the blockchain. Blockchain itself is doing the itself. It is not by any government or not by any bank because it itself is just it's a protocol. Its rules and regulations define that it will do that operation automatically. And second part is that whenever we do the operation, that means transaction, that is called as a chronological operation. So in case of transaction, what you can say that all inputs and there is a output. Whenever I define that I'm going to give you 50 rupees, that is the input. Then it will open your account. Okay. Then after that, output will be in your account. All input are the transactions, not outputs are the transactions. This is the most important part is the blockchain. All inputs are the transaction, but all outputs are not the transaction in case of blockchains. That is due to the advantages, due to this reason, so we cannot do any type of hacking or any type of operations or bad operations in case of blockchain. This is another chronological order what we are doing in the transaction. And the last part, we know that I told you that immutable. Immutable means what you define that? Whenever we're building a transaction on the blockchain, the ledger can never be changed. We cannot modify the ledger. The ledger is fixed. It will open another ledger, then it recreates the file and expand the file. Means once it is open, one block is open, it is there, then it will open another block is open there, then that block will be written for the other operation. That means you are giving the 20 rupees, then Devasis are giving the 20 rupees, persons are giving the 30 rupees, to the Narendra sir 50 rupees. Then what type of that? All the inputs, it is open and a new block is open, the new transaction is open to the Narendra sir where it will give the 50 rupees. But all the inputs are the transactions. That is basically called as a chronological orders. This is called the blockchains. Or nothing else we are going to discuss about the blockchain. Clear? So these blockchains is basically used in case of Cardano, Ethereum. There lots of technology now coming to the market. They are using the blockchain. And this is the advantage of blockchain. Okay. So this is the basic part we are going to discuss you. And the most important part is that the blockchain, which has been distributed application has been defined by the Satoshi Nakamoto. Yes, Satoshi Nakamoto. Actually, he's defined the distributed blockchain. But previously, when the blockchain has been evaluated in 1991, okay, but it is not so popular. Slowly, you can see that blockchain is coming from 1991, but still then it is not popular. Now it is popular due to only Satoshi Nakamoto. So because he has developed a distributed blockchain with secured applications which is done automatically, that's why slowly it is coming to the market with the different operations. So now everyone is trying to use the blockchain for the different type of operations. That's the only advantage of using a blockchain. Okay. So now we have basic clear what is the blockchain and what is this. Cardano is using the blockchain and its core language is Haskell and we are doing the Plutus as a financial, it is also a language which is used for financial applications. So we should have a basic knowledge in Haskell, then we have to knowledge on the Plutus. In the Plutus, what we can define it, just I am showing you another ledger here, I am showing you. You can see the ledger, all of you?
Yeah, Pluto's TX.
It is defining a
Yes, sir.
diagram is there, Cardano blockchain and Plutus.
Cardano blockchain and Pluto's, yes.
Yes, showing this diagram.
Yeah, sure. It's showing.
Okay. So this is the
Wallet
actually
backend.
yeah, this is the only architecture of the Plutus. Okay. So we'll go into discuss, okay, the details in the architecture of the Plutus. What is off-chain, what is on-chain, what are the different type of transactions we are going to do in the operation in the Plutus. In the next class, we will going to discuss about all these things. Clear? Sir, Ranjan sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, we are
Yes,
going to
Prasanna sir.
Okay,
Very
sir.
nice
So,
session, sir.
as you told that the blockchain have 5 parameter. One is ledger, secure and immutable, and second, third point, sir.
The blockchain, I define it you that first one is the ledger. Okay.
Yes.
Second one is the permanent record. The record where we are doing the transaction. Okay.
Right.
Once the transaction is done, then ledger will be expanded. And third one is the secure. Secure means whenever we are doing any information, whenever we are doing any problem will arise, automatically it will be locked inside the blockchain. That is the security part of the blockchain. Any transaction, suppose any transaction is done misplacedly or any transaction wrongly we have done it or anything happened, the protocol defines that it automatically locks that transaction into that particular block. Okay, that is a secure. And chronological means whenever a transaction is happened, that means we are doing some input values and there is a output values there. All the input values are defined as a transaction, but all the output values is not a transaction. That is called as a chronological order. So it is transaction always happens, okay, after the previous one. Okay, means whenever you get the 50 rupees, then 20 rupees, then there is 70 rupees. So after whenever transaction is done, it will be after the previous one. Previous one is 20 rupees, 30 rupees, then your transaction is done with the 70 rupees. That is called chronological order. And immutable means I define that ledger cannot be modified. Once it is written, then you will go for the another transaction, it will open on the another ledger where it will do the operation. Each ledger will be closed till the operation is completed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any doubt?
Thank you for the recall, Prasanna, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good, sir. Okay. Anybody, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So we have to close today. We have to close the topic. Okay. Thank you to all of you. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prasanna sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Right.
We'll just a minute. We'll share the Google link for your view on like who are going to work in the live projects and how much time they can share in this week. Also, we'll share some materials on Cardano and Plutus, which are available from IOSK as docs to better prepare for the next class. And from the next class, we'll start us with the Cardano architecture and where Plutus is and what are the protocols with theory based class, and from the next class we'll start writing down programs or installing the things, you can say like the Plutus application backend. Maybe we have to install in our system. We'll have to go through that, then we'll have to actually write down programs. So it's going to be very exciting for learning this. Programming language you can learn by yourself. But these things you have to be very careful that you are not actually going to miss anything. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Singh.
Good
I'm
night.
stopping the recording.